watching Sustainable 1000 Radio and TV, and I'm here with Julia Eagles, and she's with the Green Institute in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I love this place. I've had such a good time down south. I was down in Austin and also down in Albert Lea, two great little towns. Austin was surprisingly filled with lots of diversity, which I loved, and I stayed with a great family there who showed me the town and gave me their perspective on sort of what sustainability was for someone who, or for a family that has 6 kids, 2 kids and 4 adopted. So it was really interesting to get their perspective on how community is a big aspect of sustainability. And you work specifically in community energy work. And so I'd be really interested to hear from your perspective, sort of what you're finding are big ways that you get a community in different types of communities connected to this idea of energy and sustainability.
Sure. So the program that I work for is called the Clean Energy Resource Team. So we're a statewide program across the state of Minnesota focused on connecting communities to resources to do different types of energy projects. And part of sort of what our theme is the idea that communities can really develop some of the best solutions to addressing our energy issues. So both getting communities to understand where the sources of their energy are, and then also what the impacts of energy usage are. And one of the best examples right now in the metro region, which is what we staff here, so the whole Twin Cities metro area, is a major residential energy efficiency campaign that we're rolling out by neighborhoods, both in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and then in 6, I want to say, other communities across Minnesota. And the idea is that we're really trying to leverage sort of those community networks to get people interested in energy efficiency, to get them to understand the ways that their home uses energy, and then to have that sort of collective effort to save energy be a trend sort of in that neighborhood or community or city.
And how is this Green Institute born, by the way? We're up here on a green roof. I don't know if you guys can see the green part of it, but we have some grass behind us. You'll see right back there. We have grass behind us, and we're up on the roof, and we have solar panels over here, a gigantic array of solar panels that they actually reclaimed, which I think is fantastic. So not only are they using solar energy, they're using reclaimed resources that collect and manage solar energy. So I think that's just another way to attribute sustainability to a whole system view. In terms of community, as we were talking about before, tell me a little bit about different types of communities in the Minnesota area, and sort of what are the ways that you think differently about each one of those communities in terms of sustainability and getting energy awareness out there.
Well, I mean, part of the history of this organization that I was talking about a little bit earlier is a community effort around an environmental justice issue. So this neighborhood was known for having a number of sort of environmental health issues and air quality issues and soil contamination issues. So there was a community effort to stop the siting of a garbage transfer station on this site here by folks in the community who are concerned about more environmental health issues where they live. And then that sort of evolved into this idea of creating a model green building in this area, and also creating jobs around reducing waste and construction waste. So that started our reuse center here. So that was a really good, the roots of this organization are a really good example of sort of a community activist effort around environmental justice issues. And it's been even though this neighborhood is not known, it's a pretty economically depressed neighborhood and one of the most diverse communities in Minnesota. So it doesn't have a great reputation sort of for environmental issues, but this organization has really allowed for it to be sort of a model of that for both different types of renewable energy technologies and some other sort of examples of sustainability. So that's a really local example. Let's see, communities.
What specific community? I mean, do you approach each community as its own kind of fingerprint? And I guess what I'm trying to understand is, what is that fingerprint? And to maybe educate some of the viewers out there who are doing this work to understand what it is to not make it all one unified sort of glorious message, because I don't know that that works well.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of what CERTS does, the Clean Energy Resource Teams, across Minnesota, particularly in smaller sort of communities in greater Minnesota, is to try to bring together all the stakeholders around energy issues. So the folks that work for the utilities that produce the power, the people that work at the energy producing plants, the community members who are interested in looking at alternatives, and sort of bring those people together to craft a different solution or a different idea for how that community is going to deal with their energy issues. And that's, and sort of have that leverage that community interest and bring together all the important people, the people who are involved in all aspects of those energy issues, which are not always the greenest or sort of most sustainable. The production of energy is not always a very clean process, but to bring all those people together to look at alternatives and to sort of talk through those issues, and create some other solutions and projects on a community scale is what the goal of CERTS is. So.
And is there a message that works best in specific neighborhoods that you found, as far as like, okay, this is how we approach this neighborhood, and this is the type of message we present. This is the message we present here because we found that it has the best effect as far as getting people educated, or for X goal or Y goal.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of what we try to figure out for some of the projects that we do. Like I was mentioning, the residential energy efficiency campaign. Among energy nerds in my circles, we say a lot that people think that renewable energy is really sexy. A lot of people are interested in solar panels and wind, and that's a great idea, and we definitely need to look at other alternatives for how we produce our energy. But the first and easiest and most cost-effective step is to do energy efficiency. But it can be a tough message to sell because it requires behavior change in a lot of cases, getting people to change their habits around their home and the way that they use energy. But it also can save energy. It can save money. So we say it's the cheapest and easiest way to produce energy is to save that energy, is to not use it in the home. So we use that economic message a lot in terms of this can help you to save on your energy bills, save money.
Everyone's heard that now. So is it overkill? Do people not listen anymore?
Well, I think that there's still, we talk about like the low-hanging fruit, like there's still a ton of opportunity. There's still a lot of, like people haven't changed out all their light bulbs. People maybe think that they have. They think that they've saved energy. They think that they've done everything in their home. I haven't even changed all that. This is my job, and I haven't changed all the light bulbs in my house. So, and those are the small.
What? No, I'm just kidding.
Those are the smaller things, but we need to. There's a lot of bigger issues that we need to address too in terms of energy savings. But yeah, no, I think there's still a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity in energy savings, and there's technology that's advancing in that area. So it'll become easier and easier. But I think that people don't. We need to better understand how our homes use energy and how we can save energy in our homes. And I think people, we try to message it such that we're not kind of banging people over the head with that. That preaching too much, but just to address opportunities for people to put it in that context of saving money.
And have you found, working for this organization, that the history of the organization has helped you in your job?
I think so. I mean, we definitely came out of this local community, and so we're known around South Minneapolis and in the broader Twin Cities as being sort of a community-based organization, and I think that's helpful. We have a lot of partners that we work with who different other energy-focused organizations that have a really good reputation as some of the experts around energy efficiency and residential energy savings.
I'm wondering if it helps at all if you have the Minnesota accent when you're talking to people. Does that help? I kind of went Irish there, or Welsh.
I wonder about that. Sort of having being a legit I'm not a Minnesotan myself, and I don't think I don't have the accent. I think that in Greater Minnesota it makes a little bit more of a difference having those roots, the Minnesota roots.
It's called roots, right? Roots. Roots. How do you spell that? R-E-W-T. That's roots. Roots. No, I love that kind of stuff. It's like Lawton, Texas, and all these different places that I've been. Okay, so as we've continue our discussion here, first off, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this fantastically fast break where hopefully I'll push this out to YouTube and we can get a few more thousand of you guys watching. Thanks so much for tuning in to Sustainable1000.com, and be sure you stop by the Green Institute's website, which is
www.greeninstitute.org.
And it does come with sirens, just like you hear in the background right now, which I don't know if you actually hear or not. This microphone's pretty good at not picking up stuff up. But in any case, work on your Minnesota accent, and we'll be right back.